Yes, I'm really loving the makeup. Ulash, do we love?
Yeah.
It's by COLOURPOP, you know. Ooh, love you. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hello, my beautiful Fumi Nation. How are you, my darlings? I was just telling Ula how fabulous I love my makeup. My monitor's on this side, so I can always see what you guys are seeing. And COLOURPOP sent me a beautiful PR package the other day of their minis. We had neutral, pretty, wealthy, and what? Sunset. This one right here. Let me just bring it in for you guys. Are these not gorgeous? Well, you can't see them. This is the opening package. But if you open Sunset, just look. Are they not gorgeous? And then if I open Wealthy, look at it. It's got that, all those beautiful greens. Ah! I live. And then we have neutral, which they did a very good job on as well. Just look at this, very cool toned. I am looking for a Birkin bag this shade, and it will go with all of my outfits. Yeah. I've been to MS on Newborn Street. I put my name on the list. I might not get it from a year from now, but I was like, yeah, that could be something I can look forward to in 2023. I've been a good girl. Alrighty, we got pretty pink. Yes. COLOURPOP did a fantastic job. My discount code Fumi, I have Sunset on my eyes, and that's this palette right here. And the lip, my darling, is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia Beverly Hills also sent me PR. They sent me 18 lip pencils, and they sent me 18 lipsticks, cream matte lipsticks. And what I have on is what? Toffee. Toffee is my favorite of them all, and it is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I love. Today's episode is what? How to get over a breakup. We're going to have some story time, and I'm going to have a little treat for you at the end. How to get over a breakup is tough. It's one of the hardest things you will ever go through. And I tell you this, you're going to receive that and you're going to give that. Translation, you're going to break up with somebody at least once in your life, and somebody's going to break up with you at least once in your life. It's when somebody breaks up with you, that's the heartbreak, because like a car accident, when you jump into your bathroom, have a bath, get dressed, wear your high heels, jump into your car, you do not see that car accident. You don't see it coming. You did not see it that day. You did not see it ever. But it's here. And it's tough, because the person that's breaking up with you has had time to break up with you before physically telling you. They might have a bad conscience. They might feel bad about it. They might even feel guilty about it. But they're going through with it. They are willing, not are they willing, they want to go through with it. When somebody breaks up with you, they're also breaking up with your life, with every aspect of your life. And they're forcing your hand to break up with their life. A union that you chose together, their friends, places you went together, your family, his family, going to the supermarket. You don't know how many times I go to my local supermarket and they say, how is Ula? Or Ula goes to my hair place because he helps me get my weaves and everything. Yes, he does. How is Fumi? How is Adrian? How are you guys doing? You have become a union. To break all of that up is going to take some time. So let me start here. I'm wiping your tears. If you are right there where it's fresh, where that cut is deep and it is fresh, you are bleeding, I'm sorry. And I want you to know that it will get better. And I'm going to tell you the steps in order for you to take over time. This is also going to take time, because your hand has been forced, in essence, for something that you did not want to do, and where you had all of your hopes and dreams upon this person. This person was part also of your hopes and dreams, of your goals. You promised each other that this was going to be forever. and it is not. For whatever reason, it no longer matters. What matters is that the final bus stop he made was with you. That is tough. I tell you this, you cannot see him. You cannot see him. You will not listen to me. I know this because I did not listen to myself. You're going to be talking back and forth because it's a shock that you have to absorb before you begin to accept. There is overwhelming sorrow. There is anger. There is frustration. There's a part of you that says, wait 1 minute, breaking up with me. Wait, I don't get a chance or a say in this. We can make it work. Give it one more last try. Give it this, give it that. Let's give it another chance. You are delaying your destiny. Any which way you want to slice it, you're delaying your destiny. Every single time you're with this person, pleading with this person, mourning over this person, you're delaying your destiny. And this person that has left the seat and has opened up the vacancy, you have insisted on keeping the ghost there because that's what's left. Because they are memories of once wars and no more. You have to not talk to him, not because you want to be mean, but because you have to now get him out of your system. You know, when you eat something bad, you have to poop it out. You have to what? You have to poop it out. You have to flush yourself with lots of water, juices, lemons, ginger, to flush your system. You have to get him out of your system. You're going to lie on the couch and you're going to cry. And you're going to talk to your friends who have a listening ear for you for now. In the next 2-3 months, they just won't pick up the phone because they've got their own lives. You also have your own life. And it's an encouragement to say, get on with it. As hard and as heartbreaking this is, you have to move on with your destiny. Don't pick up the phone. Don't memorize his number. Remove his number from your phone. The second that you have the urge to pick up the phone, where's my phone? And call him. And I did this. Leave the house. Leave the mobile phone also in the house. I used to have a landline. For those of you, yeah, I'm older. I'm 52. I'm going to be 53 in April. And I'm loving it. I really am. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. If I knew what I know today, then I would have been the president of the United States of America. I kid you not. Leave the phone. Do not take the phone. It's going to be hard. So you're going to take it one day at a time. You're going to get up and brush your teeth and you won't even taste the toothpaste. You're going to have your breakfast. It's going to taste like cardboard. Go out for a walk. Go to your friend's place. Go to the gym. You might not feel like going to the gym. Go to the gym and walk back. The exercise wasn't going to the gym and coming back. You're going to have to push yourself out of the house on a daily basis so that it cuts the day. That's what I used to do. Breakfast, I had my breakfast, I had my bath. Yesterday I looked at emails or whatever, and I had the whole day in front of me. I'm supposed to be working, not productive. I would leave the house and I would feel better. I would feel better just seeing other people, what they were doing, and I would have a sense of confidence. Didn't last all day, but it lasted until I got home and I could see myself all the way to like 4 or 5 p.m. 4 or 5 p.m., you know what you do? Watch a movie. Watch a film. A sad film, sorry film, or whatever. Start to clear out stuff that reminds you of him in the house. These are stages that you're going to have to take because you are ripping yourself away from a life that you shared with him. He's half of that. It's going to take a lot of time to take all of that away. When your friends ask you about him, talk about him. Talk about him till you're sick of it. Have 10 friends and talk about him and talk about him and talk about what he did and what you should have done and all of that. And you will realize you're also tired of talking about him. And as hard as it is, I keep on telling you this, don't speak to him. Don't say anything. Don't send him a text. You have lots of pictures that reminds you of him. Begin to delete. You know, back in the day, it occurred to me before I started this episode, and I thought it was really important for you guys. I remember when I would watch films, you know, and there would be a breakup, and the lady would say, I have to travel. I'm going away to Casablanca, to Capri, somewhere exotic, fabulous, glamorous. And he would say, why? And she would say, to forget you. Because she knew that she would be too weak. If they stayed in the same city, she would come running to him, driving past his house, calling him. She had to get away. Now that's the rich man's breakup. You can afford to be in another city, in another country, have a glamorous vacation. This is the hardcore we. This is the cold turkey, stop smoking situation. It's hard. But I promise you, the more you become stronger, and it will come every day, as the weeks go by, you will have triggers that will make you fall back 5 steps behind. Don't worry about those. It is part of the healing. Every day, you just make an effort to resist from talking to him. And I promise you this, when you do see him, he will look a little bit shorter, he will look a little bit smaller, the pimple acne will become much more magnified, and you will begin to realize that perhaps this is not such a bad idea after all. Yes. You will go out and you will meet others. You will make friends. You will meet other guys. Coffee shop, laundry, cafe, bookstore, library, masked up on the tube, on the bus, on the plane. They're everywhere. But you need time to heal before you can jump into another relationship for some. And for some, just start going out with other people to help you to forget. You have to understand that you are separating yourself piece by piece from his life, removing him from your life that you built together with friends, family, places, things you used to do, things you used to do together, things he used to do for you, things he used to do for him, all of the hope and dreams. And you're left with this. It's tough. But you know what, God will give you this times 10. He will give you this times 10. You have to move forward constantly in order for you to reach your true destiny. For me, why didn't it work out? Because it wasn't meant to. Because this relationship was a lesson. It was a lesson for you to identify the red flags going forward. In order for you to reach that Mr. Right, you have to know what is right from wrong. This is Mr. Wrong. This is Mr. Insensitive. This is Mr. Cold-hearted. This is Mr. Cheater. This is Mr. who doesn't call you often enough, who doesn't remember your birthday or gives you a little insignificant nothing for your birthday. This is somebody who doesn't want to build dreams with you. This is somebody who did not introduce you to his family right away. This is Mr. Wrong. It was you that imposed all of these things on him. He did not impose them on you. If you look back, you will see that you have been on life support in this relationship from the jump. Life support. And he rode along with it. You're cute, you're gorgeous, free love making. Why not? You're ready to pay half or whole for the vacation, for the lunch, for the dinners. You're all over him like an umbrella. He doesn't even have a space to breathe. And he doesn't mind. All the benefits are fabulous. I'm not going to complain. I'll just go ahead with Missy. The red flags were there. I'm telling you. The red flags were there. You need to assess the situation. Go back. That's why I said don't call him. Because you need to say to yourself, what did I miss? You missed a lot. Because the guy for you, as you told him I want to break up, he won't leave that door. He'll say, oh, no. You have to explain to me why, what, how. And he won't give you any reason for you to do that. He won't. And you have to understand what love is. Love is not an absentee partner in any way, shape, or form. Love is not a partner that keeps malice with you and doesn't talk to you and disrespects your family. Hell no. And doesn't love you and take care of you and is a partner and loves to laugh with you and hang out with you. The first thing that happens to me every single time, good, bad, indifferent. Let me call Ula. Oh my God, let me call Ula. Did you see what I said to you? He has to be your friend. That is longevity. That is, my darling, longevity. So cry. Be upset. Take your time. Go back and look at the relationship. And you will see that there were cracks in it. And what has happened was deliberate. And it was inevitable. Why? Because you have been given signs that you chose not to take heed to. So what did God do? He intervened. And he let him do it because he knew that you would never break up with him. He has to force you because you truly are God's own child and he has a bigger and better plan for you. And since you were not going to do it, he had to do it for you. When I look back at relationships that I have had, I thank the Lord Almighty I dodged the bullet. I dodged the bullet. I dodged the bullet because I can't imagine a life without Ula. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. It's a frightening thought. I began to live when I met him. He's my best friend. Do you know that I bumped into an old ex? Yeah. I was looking fabulous. Ula was taking me out for lunch. And he said that Ula, that we should go and buy some books because I like to read books in the evening. I'm old school like that. I just like to flip the pages and enjoy it. And here I was. Ula was standing beside me. And the ex came, Fumi? I said, yes. James, how are you? Fumi, how are you? I've been thinking of you. I said, really? I said, I hope good things I hope. And he broke up with me. I wept over this guy. And before he could say toot-a-loot to toot-toot, I said, oh, this is my husband. Ula, meet James. You know, James and I dated. Yes, it was fun times. You know, yeah, nothing too serious. I downplayed the whole thing in front of him. And the funny thing was that James looked old. James looked grey. And I said, James, how are you? I really was curious. He was divorced with a daughter that lives with the mother. Well, that's always the case anyway. And he had changed jobs. And he said he was, he was in town. And, Fumi, you look good. And I said, thank you. And I said, I gotta go. You take good care of yourself. I wish you the best. Maybe you'll meet somebody nice and, you treat them well. And most probably they might stay. And as I talk, Fumi, and I pretended I didn't hear. I said, bye, bye. I loved it. And it wasn't revenge. It was happiness that I could look at this guy that I cried over. And it was nothing. It really was nothing. And I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. I actually wished him well. And that's how it's going to be for you. And so, my darling, I come to what? I come to story time. Listen to the story. James had broken up with me. This same James. Devastated. Devastated. I was living in New York. This is circa 2000. Sorry. This was circa 19. Fumi, wait, it was 2000. It was 2000 because you went to LA when? 2001? It was 2000. I was 31. Yes. I was 31. And for those of you that live in New York, for those of you that live in Manhattan, for those of you that live on the Upper East Side, you will know the little restaurant called Nellos. It's a beautiful Italian restaurant. I loved it because I could go there and I could order virgin bellinis, because bellini is, I think it's with champagne and it's like with pink grapefruit, but I could have that with like soda water and it was delicious. So I would go there and I would sit down and I loved just to, people watch. And I'll see people walking by, stylish and everything. I think it was off of Madison. I think Hermes was right opposite. So I would go there and I would have my virgin bellinis and I would people watch. I would walk from 34th Street because I couldn't stay in the house. I didn't want to stay in the house. I felt as if the house was closing in on me, and I would start getting all of these thoughts and I would want to call him, walk to James's place. And I said no for me. And I found therapy in window shopping. So I would window shop, and I loved Nellos because Nellos, you could sit right outside. You know how they have the little cafe tables? And I would sit out there and I would people watch all of these beautiful, stylish people walking up and down. So I was sitting here at Nellos. Here come this fabulous looking woman, gorgeous. And she sat beside me. Think Joan Collins. She was beautiful. And I was admiring her. And she caught me looking at her. And she decided to break the ice and give me a compliment. I cannot remember what she said. It's 20 plus years ago. And she drew me into conversation and said, where was I from? What did I do? I said I was a model and everything, and that I really was just looking to get married. I wanted to get married, and I've just broken up with my boyfriend. My boyfriend has broken up with me, and I'm just here. And she had a listening ear, and she said, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story. And I said, yes. And she told me that she had spoken to a woman. She was introduced to her. Her name was Eleanor Grunenthal. And this woman, she's a soothsayer. And she had gone to her because she wanted to know her future. That particular week, she was going to a wedding. Somebody had invited her to this wedding, so she was going. She was basically a guest of a guest. And Eleanor had told her that you're going to meet your future husband at this wedding. I was all eyes and ears. And so she in turn said, who, what does it look like? I mean, is there any specifics or whatever? Might I add that when you are desperate and when you are sad and when you are all of these things, you hold on to everything. You really do. Because you wish you could see your future in this crystal ball. Not much of a crystal ball, but you get it. You just wish you could see, little Fumi and Ula and Adrian and see the years and see Adrian grow and see all of these fabulous things and a TV show and all of this. You really want to see your future sometimes. But you gotta have what? Blind faith and hope. And that can be testing when you're being tested. Eleanor sat back and said, the groom. She said, what? The groom is your future husband. She got up and left. She barely paid. She went to the wedding. She says, Fumi, that groom and I have been married 24 years. I looked at her like, say what? The wedding, the marriage was short-lived. She bumped into him, she said, maybe about a year after. Within 6 months, they were married. And they've been married for 24 years. I didn't even have the good manners for her to finish. I said, can I have Eleanor's phone number? She said yes. I don't remember how I got home from 62nd Street to 34th Street. I don't remember. It felt like one long leap into my apartment. I closed the door like I had this big secret. So I closed the door. I closed the curtains so that nobody could look in. That's how I felt. I smoked cigarettes at that time. So I said, Fumi, calm down. Call her. Called her. Her assistant picked up. I said, my name is so and so. I was told by so and so, blah, blah, blah. She said, yes. I think I paid like $60 at the time. I don't remember exactly, $60, $40. She said, take a recent picture of yourself today and post that picture in with the £60 and a cassette. You remember those days when we had cassettes? And I said, what's the cassette for? She said the cassette would be played when you and Eleanor have the conversation because she wants you to keep it. Because there are things that she will tell you that won't happen now. Years further down. I said, okay, all right, okay. And I sent it all in. Date and time. I was there. And then I said, crushed it, opened up the window. I made sure the door was closed. I didn't want any interruption. And it was fabulous because you have to remember, this was before social media, Instagram, all of that. You know, we only had, did we even have, no, we didn't even have Facebook. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have nothing. Twitter came in 2007. That's all we had. Hello, Fumi. That's how she spoke. Fumi, your name is Fumi. I said, yes. He said, what's your birthday? And I told her. She was in her 60s. Eleanor is fabulous. Eleanor is fabulous. She told me about Ula. I know it sounds crazy. She told me about Adrian. She said, you're going to have a boy. She said, Fumi, you're not going to marry now. I nearly died. I said, what? Because at that time, like I said, I was 31. I said, when, 35? She said, no. Further down. I said, further down where? She said, further down. I said, so when do I have children? Because I knew your biological clock is completely different. You've got an opportunity window and that's it. And then after that, you have to really start struggling. My father's a doctor, so I knew all of this. That's why I froze my eggs. That's why I keep on telling you, freeze your eggs. Anywho, I said when? She said further down. She even went on to say, you're going to struggle to have a baby. That was why when we did try, I remembered Eleanor said this. She said, you're leaving. I said, leaving where? She said, you're leaving. She said, you're going to the West Coast. I see you driving. And I thought, this is so far-fetched because I don't even know how to drive. And she said, this is crazy. Many people will love you. You will go from place to place. People will know you. 2009 was when YouTube started. I'm talking about year 2000. Eleanor said all of these things. It's taken me a long time for me to say, because I struggled whether I should tell you guys, not tell you guys. And I said, no, I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you the reason why I'm telling you now. And she went on to say so many things. I finished the conversation. She said, oh, you're going to marry. Oh, yeah, he's white. She said it there. I was like, oh, because James was black. And I just really wanted to have that black love. Yeah. And she said, no, he's from another country and he speaks another language. I can't tell you what it is, but he speaks another language. And you will continue to do wonderful things. And I couldn't see it because the modeling was drying up. I was struggling with my weight. You have to be super, super thin. And when I say super thin, I'm 5'9", 117 pounds. And I was 125 and I was feeling big. Can you imagine? So I knew for me, you should continue with your first love, which is acting. So I had gotten into I had gotten to NYU, to the Actors Studio for the master's program for acting and theatre. I had actually gotten in. As many of us know, September 11th came around. I was just about to start my semester. And I said no. I read an article about Brad Pitt. He was in university. He had last semester to go. And he left and just decided to go to LA. And I said, Fumi, what is this life? Go. And that's how I went to California. I went to go and see Eleanor in California. It was wonderful to see her. And that was that. I kept the tapes and I would play them over and over again. I remember when I first spoke to her, it gave me release from James. That for me, something bigger and better was coming. So you just really had to push forward towards your destiny. Hence, I'm telling you this. And moved out to California, and it was a wonderful experience with the acting, with a family, away from my family, because you're on set 12, 14 hours a day, every day. They really become your other family. And I'm in touch with majority of them till this very day. Ula came, like she said, and we got married and I left. It was funny because when I heard Ula speak Norwegian, I just remembered her tapes. And of course, Adrian is here and all of that. My nanny came to me, she's 31, and said, Fumi, I'm struggling. I want to get married. And I said, you know what? Hold that thought. Just 2 weeks ago, I called Eleanor. I called her. I haven't spoken to her maybe in 5 years. Because I called her when I was struggling. I think I had done my 7th failed round of IVF. And she said, keep going. And I spoke to her 2 weeks ago. She's 86 now. She says, Fumi, you're happy. You're happy. And I told her that I love her. I miss her. I wish her a very, very long life. And I told her I was going to give her number to somebody. She said, yes, no problem. And my nanny called her. And my nanny came to me. Today's what? Well, she came to me over the weekend because she works only the weekends. And she said, Fumi, thank you. I'm going to extend that gift to you guys. I was thinking of putting her number in this episode, and I'm struggling whether I should, whether I shouldn't. Let me ask. Ula! Should I put Eleanor's number inside the video?
No.
Okay.
If you want it, I can ask for it.
Okay. If you want her number, I will give it to you. Okay? You contact me on Instagram. Follow me. Yes! I'm going to give you something you're going to give me back. Follow me. I'll check and I'll give you the number. Eleanor is fantastic. She's not a fraud. This is a gift that she has had. And I've been honored to know her and for her to guide me and give me peace and a glimpse into my future for the past 20 years. She assured me, she said, Fumi, you're getting married. Don't worry about that. Wonderful marriage. The happiest of marriages. She said, I also see you doing bigger things. And it has always given me the confidence. And I think that in this instance, you absolutely deserve that gift too. For all this breakup and heartache, I want to give you Eleanor. And she will assure you, she will tell you. There was a girl that had called her, and I heard this from another friend of mine who gave to her, and said that she had called Eleanor. And Eleanor said, I don't see anything. I'm so sorry. I don't see anything. The following week, the girl died from an accident. It gave me goosebumps. She's the real deal, guys. And you let me know how it goes, okay? Contact me on Instagram. I'll give you the number. And I wish you the very best of luck. And know that this is actually the beginning. It's bittersweet. It's the end of something that you wished had continued. But it is the beginning of your future and happiness. All of my love, my darlings.